Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilson. Listen, it's so great to see you today. A lot of times people will ask me, what's the best time to work out, right? Some people say, well, I like to work out in the morning, some afternoon, some at night. What's the best time, okay? Well, I'm gonna tell you, your cookie cutter answer is what studies basically show. And a lot of meta-analyses, a lot of studies will say that it's based on your body temperature. So when is body temperature optimized? Because if body temperature is a little bit up, that means that my muscles will contract harder, my brain will fire signals to the muscles better, I'll be stronger, faster, more endurance, all those things. Well, that is generally peaked around afternoon time. So like, hey, if you have the luxury of training in the afternoon, that's great. But a lot of you are listening and go, that's great, but I don't have that luxury. So what do? I gotta train in the morning, or I gotta train at night after work. Well, listen, we have something called a circadian rhythm. And a circadian rhythm is basically when hormones rise, when our brain is most active. For example, your circadian rhythm tells you at nighttime, hey, it's time to fall asleep. You know you disturbed your circadian rhythm when you fly. For example, I flew to Italy last month, right? And it was several hours different than my own time, so I was really off. I was sleepy when I should have been awake, and awake when I should have been sleepy, like 3 a.m., right? No good. Well, it's the same thing with training. Your body adapts to everything you do. So studies show that people who prefer to work out in the afternoon, if they start training in the morning, after 4 to 6 weeks, guess when their preference to work out is? In the morning. Guess when their body temperature adapts to the morning. So your circadian rhythms adapt to when you actually train. So that's number one. Now, as far as how early or late, I told you your adaptation is fine in so long as you do not interfere with sleep. Listen everybody, sleep's the core of everything. If I want to be strong, if I want to gain muscle, I want to lose fat, ideally you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know it's not easy. At least get more than 6 hours of sleep though, right? Everyone's different. So what does that mean? A lot of times, a lot of you hardcore people out there, especially when you're dieting, will go, I'm gonna get up at 4 a.m. and get my hour of cardio. The problem with that is, a lot of times you're the same motivated people who are up at 11 at night. If you go to bed at 11, you wake up at 4, you have some restlessness in the middle, maybe you sleep 4.5 hours or even 4. That's gonna mean that you won't lose body fat, you're gonna be way hungrier, and you're gonna impair everything. So that hour was canceled out, and in fact, it was made worse. So if you can wake up early in the morning, so long as you go to bed early at night, and you need to get that many hours sleep. Now at night, what studies show is that the timing before bed matters. So what do I mean by that? If I'm training within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime, if my exercise is moderate intensity, for example, say I'm doing a moderate intensity cardio session, I'm just watching a movie, doing cardio, that won't impair my sleep within 3 hours of sleep. However, if I do high intensity exercise, like a leg workout or interval training, it won't impair sleep, it'll impair REM sleep. REM sleep is when we make neural adaptations, meaning we get stronger, and it's when we actually form memory. So if you wake up in the morning and feel groggy because you did a high intensity workout before you slept, or within 3 to 4 hours of sleeping, that's why. So if you're gonna do legs, it's gotta be 4 hours, greater than 4 hours before you sleep. If it's moderate intensity, it's fine. So let's sum this all up. Number one, the best time of day is what you train routinely. Always be in a routine. Number two, if you're gonna exercise early, make sure you go to bed early enough so you get minimum 7 hours of sleep, ideally 8, but no less than 6. If you're gonna train late, it's okay. If you're doing moderate intensity exercise, if high intensity, you gotta separate that before bed by at least over 4 hours. Thank you so much. See you next time.